everybody is interested in making money online. Well, I'm here to tell you that there's a reason because everybody needs money. So if you're a healthcare worker, a nurse, whatever you are in the healthcare field, don't forget to like and share this video because it is gonna tell you a little bit about how you can move to another country. I'm in Dominican Republic, and how you can live on less than $2,000 a month. And yes, I said that right, $2,000 a month. So hit that like button, hit that share button. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep watching my videos for more important messages. Have you ever wondered how people are able to move abroad and they're not really at retirement yet, and how they're working, how they're paying bills, how they're living? Are they living off savings? What kind of income they have? How are they supporting their lifestyle? Well, in this video, we're gonna dive right into some of those topics. Hi, I'm Colleen. I am a registered nurse, and I am living currently in the Dominican Republic. I've been here since 2018 on and off, going back and forth to the States where I still hold a license, a nursing license. And in the last 2 years, I have been more or less here permanently. In the last year, I have been in the DR consistently. I have not been back to the US in a year and a half. So today we're going to talk about 4 steps that you can take to move abroad as a healthcare professional and how you can earn a living. So if that interests you, stick around until the end. Now, the key step that everyone is really focused on, and I would be too, is how to prepare financially to make this move. Now, when I was about to really crash and burn and I decided that I have to get out of here, I decided there were a few steps that I needed to take to put myself in a better standing financially. So what I did, I of course started to save more than I used to, because living in America, it's very hard to save. A lot of people, most people live paycheck to paycheck. Now, I knew I wasn't at retirement age and I wasn't able to collect that monthly income. I was still a few years away from retirement, so I know I couldn't depend on that. And I knew that I could take an early retirement, and that's pretty much one of the things that I did. So I hung out, waited around until I was close to the big 6-0 that I could take that early retirement. Of course, living over here, you can live on that. My total expenses right now is about maybe $1,200 a month, if that much. And I live in a nice apartment. I live in a 3-bedroom apartment, and I'll break down what my expenses are. My rent is $600. My light bill runs around $30 to maybe $60. This month it was $100 because it has been really hot here. I mean, the temperatures have been up to the 90s, and it feels like you're in an oven constantly. Hence the reason I'm filming in my bedroom, because in my living room, I did not put an air conditioner in there because the apartments here come unfurnished unless you specifically get one that's furnished, right? So you have to provide your own furniture. If you're just coming here for the first time, I would not recommend getting an unfurnished apartment. You don't want to load yourself down with furniture because you don't know if you're going to stay. But it is cheaper to get an unfurnished apartment. And I mean, when I say it's unfurnished, it's not like the states where you at least get a fridge and a stove. Here you get nothing. You get a bare apartment. So I did not invest in an air conditioner in the bedroom, because in the living room, I mean, because I know when I'm sleeping, I want to be comfortable. And I put one in the bedroom and I put one in my office because I spend a lot of time there. I'm on the computer. So we have 2 air conditioners, and then we supplement it with fans. So the fans here, there's a lot of, the fans there are so many different types of fan. We just have the standing ones that you can move around with. And they're pretty good. So once you put the air on and you let the room cool, and then you just run the fan, it really pretty much runs the cool air, okay? So I personally don't like the air on me, especially when it gets very cold. I left New York for that. I didn't come here to be freezing. So what I'll do, I'll set my air conditioner on the timer, and after maybe about 2-3 hours, it goes off, and then I turn my fan on, and I sleep very comfortable with it that way. And it's comfortable even during the day. So DR can get real hot. Like the summer is here. It is here. Then we go into rainy season. I think rainy season starts in October. And last year it rained for 3 months. We had flooding everywhere. I think it's just it's just life here, and I like to be transparent. It rains. When it rains, it rains, but it rained unusually hard last year. Like I was really beginning to wonder if we were ever going to see a sunny day because it just never stopped raining. You could count. You could put money on it. Okay. So, you need an air conditioner. So our light bill is, we're with a private company. We're not with Eden Norte, which is the one that's, for the entire country. We're with a private country. I mean, a private light company. So their light bills, I believe, are a little lower. But we knew it was going to be high. And I know 100 might seem a lot when you're living in the DR compared to what you usually pay, but it's really not compared to what you pay in the States in the summertime. And then most places here use gas. So we buy a tank of gas maybe for 1,000 pesos, which is maybe $20. And that tank of gas will last 3 months. I mean, I have not put gas for 3 months. And I mean, Ricardo cooks, I don't cook, but we both eat, and we're doing fine with that. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that part. We do hire a cleaning lady, and she comes every 2 weeks because I'm at the point where I'm not doing any more housekeeping because I've done enough. I've paid my dues, and if I can afford a little bit of luxury like housekeeping, I'm going to take it. So that's about $40 every 2 weeks. And we also, what else do we pay? We don't pay for water. I can't think of anything else. So it's light. You're living your apartment or house, whatever you have, and whatever else you choose to, use on a regular basis. Groceries, depends on where you shop. If you shop in the large chains like Jumbo or so, which caters to a lot of foreigners, they have a lot of the products that we get at home. It can be a little expensive. It can be. If you go to the Colmados, if you go to the more local stores, which there's one that's local, Dominican owned, it's called Jose Luis. We shop there, and we'll come out with bags and bags of groceries for $60, and the food is good. It's just not international like Jumbo. Like, I only eat vegan cheese because I'm a vegan, right? They don't sell it there. I have to go to Jumbo for that. So there's certain things that I'll get there, but everything is fresh. They carry all the stuff that you would want, except Jumbo caters to foreigners, so they have a lot of international products. La Serena is another big one. They have a lot of stuff too, but again, they don't have certain things. They don't carry certain things. So, and maybe because I'm in Puerto Plata, I don't know if I were living in Santo Domingo or Santiago, if it would be a lot different. I don't know, because I've never lived there. I don't know. I can't compare. So food might run us maybe about $150 a month, because we're not big eaters, and we eat. We do buy a lot of food. We buy a lot of cooked food, because Ricardo will cook, but I don't cook. I stopped cooking. I never liked to cook. And I don't eat a lot. I eat to live. I eat to survive, not live to eat. And I'm a vegan, so what I eat is very specific. Gas is expensive here, and we have a gas guzzler of a truck. We have a SUV that's big, so it takes gas. But Ricardo goes to work. He comes back. I don't work. I'm home all day. When he's off, we're out on the road. Sometimes we'll take the bus if we're going like to Santo Domingo or anywhere. The other day we took a road trip from here to, where did we go? We went to Santiago, then we stayed overnight, Airbnb'd it, then we stayed the next night in Santo Domingo, and then after that we went on to Punta Cana. So we did a slow trip, right? So we spent money on the Airbnbs, and we spent money on gas because we were riding in a car. So that was a little smaller. It's also an SUV, but it's a Honda, so it wasn't as bad on gas. So anyway, so that's pretty much our expenses. And I'm not a big shopaholic. I went the other day and I bought a few things because I hadn't been shopping in so long, because I have stuff, and I don't need a lot of stuff. So we went shopping. I bought some t-shirts and sandals. Ricardo bought some jeans. So totally our monthly recurring expenses is under $1,500. When I say under, it's under. I am giving you the higher range, but it's under. So between that and we can still go out. We still go out. We enjoy ourselves. We're not party people. We don't go drinking every weekend and clubbing every weekend or anything like that. But we do like to take trips, and we like to stay in nice places. So when we are going to plan a little, staycation, that's extra money, but we have it. So I'm just saying that you can live here on 1,500 and less. And if you really want to upscale your lifestyle, you can push it to about 2,000. So if you're trying to figure out how you can leave, if you can find a way to earn that, whether it be online from, side gigs, or let me go back to what I was doing. I used to go back to the States every other month for about a month, and I would work, I'd make money, and then I'd come back, and I wouldn't go back for 2 months because I had enough money. And I did that for a while until I was able to retire. And whatever other instruments you have, whether it's investments, real estate, whatever you have. But I'm just telling you that you can still survive here you don't need the thousands of dollars like you need to live in the States. You can survive here and still live very, very comfortably on a limited budget. Okay? So in my blueprint, I talk about that, how to make money online, how to get your finances in order so you can make that trip. And that's my blueprint. That's in the description. Burnout to Bliss Digital. You can just click the link and you'll get a free roadmap, as I call it, a roadmap to see if you're ready or how you can prepare yourself if you're really burnt out and about to crash out and you need to make a change before you are totally gone. Okay? So we'll go on to number 2. Oh my God. How you can get over here. What kind of visas you need, or do you need a visa? So I'm here to tell you, you don't need a visa. I've been to quite a few countries, and I can tell you that a lot of countries you have to apply for a visa if you're going to stay 3 months, 6 months. Some will give you 6 months. Like Mexico will give you that 180-day visa. I think things are changing now. But in Dominican Republic, you don't need a visa, so to speak. There is a visa that you get, but it's usually for 30 days, right? So how you pay for your visa is when you're leaving, they will charge you based on how long you've stayed. And there's you can go on the Dominican Republic's website. I don't have that information right here in front of me, how much it is, but it's been broken down so many times. I've looked at it so many times. If you're here over 30 days, I think it's $10 per month. I'm not sure, so I won't quote it, but I know if you're here over 30 days, you have to pay that exit visa. And I've been here, I've stayed before like a whole year and hadn't left the country, and when I was leaving I had to pay $80, and that was 2 years ago. So I don't know what it is now, but or if it's changed, but that's what it is. So just to reiterate, there is not a visa that you have to get to enter the country. There is an exit visa that you pay when you're leaving. But since I've been here so long, I'm in the process now of getting my residency. And with the residency, you have to have that visa. So I'm going to have to take a trip to the States, go to the Dominican consulate, whether it's in New York, Florida, Atlanta. I don't know which one I'm going to go to because everybody's complaining that the process is so long. I have a friend who's been waiting over a year for hers, and she's gone to, I think it was Miami. Now I think she's gone to, now they're processing it through, I think it's Atlanta. I'm not sure. So I have to find out more. And you can do it right here. You can start from right here, but the process is a lot simpler when you obtain that visa, and upon entry, that's what they're going to use. So I'm not really that well versed on the whole visa process. My husband's a lawyer. I'm not. So I can tell you based on experience, it's just the visa, the departure money that they charge you when you're leaving. Okay? But if you want more information on it, I can tell you on my next video, okay? Or you can just go to ChatGPT or Google and ask, and you'll get the information that you need. Number 3 is how to find community support when you get here. Because as I said in my last video, there is a strong sense of community here. And for me, I found that community support from joining a couple of groups. And I didn't join them before I came, but I was put in a few groups when I was here, but I didn't know they were, men-centric. Let's put it that way. There were not a lot of females in the group. So some of the conversations was a little bit misogynist. How would you say? Very anti-female, especially anti-American female or Canadian female. So I quickly got out of that group, and I have found myself in about 3 or 4 groups now that I really like. I don't have time to participate on a daily basis in groups because I'm busy. I still have a life, and they will talk all day. But I have met some really nice people through the groups, and some of them have become very good friends. And of course, my Dominican family, because I am married to a Dominican, and so I have a Dominican family. And it's a strong sense of family. So if you're just coming for the first time, of course, you're not going to be married to a Dominican, so you won't have that Dominican family. So before we dive into number 4, I just want to give you some statistic on what the rate for nurse burnout is. And it's a little startling, but I'm not surprised. So I'm just going to read it. I have it on my phone, so I'm looking down. It says here, studies have shown that for the first year, 24% of nurses quit within their first year. And I do believe that's true. I've seen it with my own eyes. I have seen people come to work and they're there for the onboarding and they're there for training, and then they don't come back. They're like, this is not for me. I have a few friends that have gone into different complete professions than nursing. Okay. And also, 19% leave before their second year, and additionally, 46% of health workers reported feeling burned out and often or very often in 2022, up from 32% in 2018. These figures highlight the urgent need for support and change in the healthcare industry, and I totally agree with that. So that's just some statistics that relates to nurses and burned out. Now, I'm not going to say that it's only nurses that burn out, because we have so many other people in the healthcare field. Maybe their jobs might not be as stressful, but I believe anything that's healthcare related where you're taking care of people can become very stressful. So that's just some of the statistics. So the last one that we're going to talk about is what kind of opportunities are there for nurses or healthcare professionals once they leave for nurses, probably bedside or whatever area of nursing that you've been working in, and other healthcare professionals, what kind of opportunities that there are. And I'm just going to read a few because I can't keep everything on top of my head. And it is, one option is telehealth. So telehealth, as we know it, is really big because it prevents you from having to go to the doctor's office if you have something minor that you're dealing with, that you might need a healthcare professional to look at, maybe a nurse practitioner, maybe not a doctor. And if you can get something over the counter, or if they feel based on the questions that they ask, if you need to go to the emergency room or you need to see your doctor the next day, they can decide that. Work in said facility, whether it's not a hands-on, physical thing, but you still need to communicate with the doctors and staff and all that. So I didn't think that was something that I could really jump into. But if you're bilingual, of course, there's a big opportunity here. And one of the ones that I met someone else, and I had actually considered this myself, is opening a recovery house, which I still might do, is to take care of people once they've left the hospital setting. And we do have a big cosmetic surgery. We get a lot of cosmetic surgeries here from other countries because it's a lot less than the States. And once they're done, they need somewhere to recover, right? Whether it's done in the clinic or so, they're sent to a recovery house. And I actually I did a lot of research. It's very lucrative. And I actually thought about it, but then, life got in the way and I didn't. And then COVID came. But I met somebody who is from the States, who lived a long time in the States, who has moved back here, and she runs a recovery house. And she also manages she said it's about 10 doctors that she manages their schedule. She schedules them for different surgeries. And so far, it's been very good for her. And she has not lost a patient yet, which is a big thing over here too. You have to vet the doctors. How can you vet a doctor when you're in a different country? It's very hard. So anyway, that's another way. And you could also explore healthcare coaching or wellness consulting, helping people with lifestyle changes and preventative health. That's a big thing. Preventative health is where I see the medical profession going to now. It's not so much curative anymore like it was in the past. Now they're encouraging you to, go for wellness checks. Your doctor calls you, you haven't been in for such and such a time, and you get all the freebies for counting your steps and sending in your steps. It's just a lot going on. So they're trying. But that's also a big thing, and that can be done. All of these things can be done online. You don't have to be there in front of the person, and it's great if you can get a job online that you can live here and you can still get paid in US dollars, and you will be living very well here. And I know quite a few people here are doing it. You can live very well here if you're getting paid in US dollars and you're still providing a service, right? So that's something to think about. And of course, we talked about the health related business, and there's also joining a local clinic in a more advisory or administrative role. So as I said, joining a local clinic, the VA is big here. They've set up quite a few veterans clinics around the country because there's so many veterans that live here. And I have spoken to someone from the clinic before when I was in that work mode. I'm not really in that work mode anymore. I'm in entrepreneurship and I'm doing my own thing. So I still keep my license, and I might still just go do a little bit here and there just to keep active. But the days of me being actively patient care, I think those days are behind me. But that doesn't say that it has to be behind you, because I don't know how old you are. I don't know where you are in your life, that you might still need to generate that income from your license. So that's it, guys. I think I've covered everything, and I hope you found value from this video. And for those of you who stayed to the end that still don't know who I am, I'm Colleen. I'm a registered nurse, and I've been living in Dominican Republic on and off since 2018. I came here because I was feeling very burnt out. I was just tired. I was tired of the healthcare system in the States. I was tired of how I was working. I was tired of the rat race. Let's just call it that. I was tired of the rat race, and I knew I needed a change. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I've done travel nursing. I've gone all over, and that too became very tiring. In the last couple of years, I have worked for hospice, many different hospices in many different states, and I really enjoyed that because it was a little less stressful. And I still today maintain my license, and I still work when I was working with hospice doing home care, and that I absolutely loved. I loved home care more than the hospital. So if you fit into any of those categories, if you're a burnt out healthcare professional, whether a nurse, physical therapist, speech therapist, whatever it is in the healthcare field, and you feel that you need a change before you crash and burn, you can reach out to me via this channel. You can reach out to me on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm not on YouTube. You are on YouTube currently. You can reach out to me on Instagram, and my link is in the description below. You can also send me a message through Burnout to Bliss Digital. The link is on the below. It's in the description as well, and I will get back to you. You can talk to me one-on-one. I will not put my phone number on YouTube or in the description. Even my email is challenging because I've gotten some real crazies. But just reach out to me on any of those platforms. Send me a message, send me a DM, send me an email, and I will get back to you, and we can talk further. I do offer one-on-one coaching. Right now, I'm not charging anything for it, although time is precious, and I find that, sometimes people talk for hours. We talk on the phone for 2 hours because we got a lot to talk about. So, yeah, but right now, I will. There's no charge. I also have a roadmap to making that trip abroad, whether it's here or anywhere else. I think it's a basic roadmap of what you need to get yourself together, both mentally and physically, because before you start that journey into becoming an expat, which is what they call people who have moved to another country, is now called an expatriate, right? So you have to get your mindset right. Your mindset has to be right, because if not, you'll be heading right back. You have to stop carrying your baggage from the other country to your new country, because you will never be happy, because you're constantly going to be comparing everything that happens to when I lived there, when I lived over there, when I lived over here. You can't do that. You'll be very unhappy. You have to start changing your mindset before you decide to make that move. And that's where it starts. And I'm always going to tell you, mindset is really important, because I have been guilty of doing that myself, and I know I started to become very unhappy with my surroundings because it wasn't like what I left. But then I had to stop and ask myself, why did I leave in the first place? Yes, because I wasn't happy. So why am I comparing that to this? This is something different. And the minute you let go, and you let go of that part of you, and I know it's difficult because that was your life, that is your life, and has been your life for all your life, that's all you know, besides your little vacations, you will become more content and you'll be ready to make that move. So again, if you found value from this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out in the algorithm. I'm up to, I think, 275 wonderful subscribers, which I'm very, very happy for. There is no such thing as a small subscriber account. It's just who finds you interesting and who gathers information and likes to see your face. So I am very happy with everyone that has taken the time to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I put up a new video. And I am so thankful for my 60,000 views. You have no idea, which means I'm reaching people, right? So, and that, my friends, clicking that little like button helps send it up in the universe of algorithms to YouTube. All right, that's enough of the explaining. So thank you for